Hello everyone, I'm Miss Lam. I'm your theology and living teacher. It should be the last time for you to have this lesson. You will not have this lesson in Form 3. It is so pity that I cannot have a lesson to you in this moment. But you have any problem about theology and living, you can send an email to me. My email is lmlam@hofung.edu.hk. You can refer to here. It should be my email. Okay, this is the cover page of the logs. If you want to know more about the logs, you can refer to e-class. I've already uploaded the logs to the e-class so that you can refer to it. And then this is the cover page of the logs. And then you can see what we are going to do in this year. We will have this one, the fashion design. And then we will have some cookery lesson, and also we will have cake making. Okay, so in the first 4 double lesson we will have cake making. Turn to page 2 of your logs. Here you should have your lesson plan. For the lesson plan, there should be around 14 to 15 double lessons in your year, but because of the depends on the time slot, and then some of you may have 12, some of you may have 14. It depends on the time slot. But you can see that for the first 3 double lesson, we will have the needlework. Well, start from 4th double lesson, we will have the cookery lesson. Okay, cookery lesson. Now let's introduce one by one about the today we will have the introduction, and then about fashion design and dress sense. Actually, I've already uploaded information PowerPoint slide to the e-class so that you can refer to it. And then you also have done your homework about fashion design. Okay, and then the second lesson we will talk about the fabric structures, 布料, how the fabric should be made. 啲布料究竟點做嘅呢？我哋呢有幾種方法嘅 ，we call it weaving, knitting, and bonding. We will talk about it later, okay? And then we will know different types of stitches, 即係啲針布啦。Originally, we should have a homework. The practical work, it should be the embroidery door side, but because we do not have time now, we will introduce later. Now, start from the 4th double lesson, we will have cookery lesson. For the cookery lesson, we will have cake making at first. There should be 4 lessons, 4 double lessons for cake making. Now, we will have 4 methods of cake making. We will introduce one by one so that you can understand. Please turn to page 3 of your logs, and then you can see some of the terminology. Because I have already mentioned to you last year, I will not mention it now, but some of the term is new for you. For example, this one, molecular gastronomy. Number 16 of this, 分子料理. Do you know this? Actually, we will use some science theory in order to help us to cook. So, if we have time, we will have this STEM project at the 15th lesson. But now, maybe we do not have this time. Okay, for technology and living, just like before, you should know the definition. I will not mention it now. Page 4 of your logs, it should be the assessment methodology. For the assessment methodology, it will be changed. Because you know, around 18% of our work should be the practical assessment. But now we don't have the practical assessment, so the schedule will be changed. So this one is about the fashion design. I will not mention it at this moment because I think that you've already read the PowerPoint slide and then do the homework. Now this one is fabric structure. That means when we make some fabrics, 即係整啲布料嘅時候 we need to use some fibers, okay? 用啲纖維呢，愛嚟整啲布料。咁纖維呢，究竟係點樣呢？就係呢，將佢呢扭成一啲嘅線啦 yards 啦，我哋叫做。咁跟住呢，就用唔同嘅方法呢整成一條條嘅線。 咁跟住咧就會有3種方法去整嘅，其實就係個織法嗰個問題嘅啫。咁所以咧，其實如果我哋有時間咧，再可以研究下究竟一塊布點樣織，因為咧其實我學校嗰度咧有啲 sample 俾大家睇嘅，咁咧一路睇住啲 sample 咧就會方便啲知道咧究竟嗰個 fabric structure 究竟係點㗎啦。Okay, so this should be the homework, but because time is not enough, I do not introduce this homework to all of you. And then this one is introducing the knitting, the skill of. Okay, let's turn to page 17 of your looks, and then you can see type of cake making. Actually, we will have 4 lessons of cake making, and then start from the first one, we will have rubbing in. We will introduce different types of cake making and make some products. For example, rubbing in, we will have the product of rock cakes. And then creaming, we will have the product of muffin, okay, muffin, the cakes. And then for whisking, we will have the product of sponge cake, steam sponge, whatever you like. And then melting, we will have the product of gingerbread biscuits. Okay, and then for rubbing in, what is rubbing in? Actually is the fat rubbed into the flour with fingertips, because we think that the fingertips are the coolest part of our body, so it is better for us to mix the ingredients together very well. Okay, and I would like to show you a video about this.
Method is a method used in the preparation mainly of pastry. It's also used for crumbles and some cake recipes, some traditional Irish cake recipes actually. So for the rubbing in method, you put your flour into a mixing bowl. To that you add your butter or your margarine. Now, unlike in previous methods of preparation, you would have your margarine or butter at room temperature. It's better, particularly for pastry, that you have your margarine or butter that cooler. Take it from the fridge if possible. Next trick is to use the tips of your fingers, because the whole idea here is to keep everything as cool as possible, particularly making pastry. So use the tips of your fingers to rub the margarine or butter through, lifting the mixture as you do. You see the way I'm lifting it here? This is to introduce air to the ingredients. And air is very important, not alone to give you a lighter result after baking. Air is also a very important raising agent. In fact, air is the only raising agent used in pastry, for example. Now, for pastry, because you need to have everything as cold as possible, you should only have flour on the tips of your fingers as you see there, not your hands covered in flour. If you've done that, you've heated the mixture and you're going to end up with a tough pastry afterwards. So make sure you just use the tips of your fingers and just bring the margarine or butter to pieces about the size of an almond or half a walnut. That is sufficient for the pastry. On the other hand, if you're doing a rubbing in method, for example, for a fruit crumble, I would spend slightly longer, again with the tips of my fingers, but spend longer rubbing the margarine or the butter through until the mixture resembles fine breadcrumbs. When the mixture is at the breadcrumb stage, your crumble is ready to put on the apples or fruit or whatever. So, rubbing in method, preparation method used for crumbles and particularly for pastry.
You can see that the tips for rubbing in is that the butter should be in room temperature so that you are easy to rub into the flour, okay? So rub the mixture with your fingertips, just look like the breadcrumbs, okay? So it is a kind of method for cake making. So we will make the one we call rock cakes. Let me show you the picture. Okay, this one is rock cakes. And then for rock cakes, you should know that we will rub the butter into the flour, and then remember we should put the eggs and also chocolate chips so that the cake is very delicious. So you should understand that the process of it. Unfortunately, we cannot cook it at school, but you can cook it at home if you like. But if your family members or the parents are not at home, don't do it by yourself. Maybe it is quite dangerous for you to cook it at home. The second method of cake making is known as creaming. For creaming, fat and sugar will cream together. Let's watch the video so that you can know what is the meaning of creaming, okay? Use the oil to glaze the cake tin so that the egg mixture will not stick on the cake tin. And then this should be the butter. The butter will be at room temperature. And then use the hand whisk to cream it until it is light and fluffy. Just mix these two ingredients well. Beat the eggs. And then put the egg into the mixture, but you must put it bit by bit, otherwise it will be curdled. And then you need to sieve the cake flour. Baking powder is a chemical agent. Sieve all the flours together. You know why we need to sieve the flour? Because it can add air and to remove lumps in flour and also to mix the ingredients evenly.啲麵粉咧，我哋全部要篩過去。如果唔篩過去嘅話咧，其實咧佢裏邊會有好多粉粒啊咁樣，咁所以咧我哋篩落去啲粉就會滑啲咯，同埋裏邊咧會多咗好多空氣。 you can put some chocolate chips into the muffin. And then put into the cake tin. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes for 180 degrees Celsius. So your muffin is ready. Okay. Cakes made by this method are rich and also moist as they have more fat, sugar, and eggs. And then we should have another method. One of the method is called whisking method. What is whisking method? That means whisk eggs and sugar together until the mixture is thick and fluffy. Then fold in flour. Let's look at the example of this. Okay, so the cake will become larger and also very soft after cooking. After you bake the cake, you can test whether the cake is well cooked or not. You can have 3 methods to test the cake. For example, the cake is golden brown in color. And also you can press the cake lightly with finger and see if it is spongy. And then you can also insert a skewer, just like a toothpick, into the center of the cake. Okay, so sometimes you can also decorate your cake. Sometimes we use the icing sugar. Okay, and then this one, the white color should be icing sugar 糖霜。我哋有時咧會滲啲糖霜落去咧，令到個 cake 靚啲。咁有時咧會加啲生果落去啦。Actually, if we have lesson at school, I will ask all of you to bring some fruit and then you can decorate your food by using, for example, mango, strawberry, blueberry, so that your cake will be very colorful, right? And then actually, if you take out the cake, you can put them into the what we call the cooling rack. This one is the cooling rack, okay? So and allow the cake to dry out， 因為要風乾咗嗰個蛋糕，跟住咧先可以攞出嚟㗎。In this lesson, we've learned a lot of skills of cake making. So apart from rubbing in, we have creaming, whisking, and also we have one more method. It is known as melting. Melting, that means butter and sugar will melt together. We will use some hot water in order to melt them, okay? We will introduce later. And then I hope you enjoy this video. And I also want to say that this video is only for the educational purpose. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.